Well, I'll tell you what, it's only day one, but that intro is not going to tire within the next 2
No,
weeks.
it is clean.
It is a very, very clean introduction. Oxygen will attack first up Nighthaven Labs. It is, of course, their map pick. We know Labs, for the most part, is defend-decided. I guess region-dependent is one way to kind of maybe talk about it a little bit. But I think for me, what I want to see from Oxygen is their strengths. They don't need to necessarily work on weaknesses. So their strengths are going to come down to actually, in this first half, their attacking side of things. How's the entry battle going to go? They probably need to win that. Adam and Gomez is going to be a big focus. The way that Yoga's going to IGL this team through the attacking half as well. Secret are a very, very good attacking team as well. So you want to probably get a couple here in this first half of your XG. Command server, top floor. No surprise, that's where we go first. For Secret's first site selection, Bands, Kaid, Bandit, along with the Grim and the Ying.
Yeah, we saw Forrest there, a bit of banter in the chat, begging the Mav to make it through, and that will be the case. So greater emphasis in terms of that the execute utils from Secret with the Grim and the Ying combination. That does free up far more possibilities in terms of hard breach for the attack. Again, important to note alongside the other massive changes we've had from a balancing perspective. Hard breach across the board has been pretty significantly buffed as well. And especially on a map like Labs where that exterior hard breach especially is so critical, Oxygen will be looking to exploit that.
Expecting Secret, though, to just pretty much bunker down with this defensive lineup, especially with Adrian on the Clash. I mean, this is just going to be very difficult for OXG to break through, and I think this is the right way for Secret, that how they want to play. I think, speaking of Fox, he was saying like big maps is where Oxygen's strength will be. So really the sites where OXG on the attack should look a lot stronger is, sites like Basement, for instance, when you see Secret probably have to play into the roam game a little bit.
Yeah.
The Command server plays, very compact. You play very much on site, close to site. Not a lot of maneuvering, no real lurk roamers in play.
I mean, exactly, like, especially when you factor in the Clash plus Azami plus Mirror, like the 3 best anchors in the game. Just consolidate that defense and make Oxygen really work for manipulating small gaps.
Oh, pesky little drone there for Mowgli. He's going to be a highlight in this matchup as well. One of the key entry figures for Secret. Savage, the IGL, will be very much a big factor too in his own personal battle against Yoga.
Pretty easy to peel back. Forrest down below getting to work on Deimos. Frag grenades in pocket. A very, very powerful tool in this round for helping to dislodge anchors playing from that aforementioned utility. So it's important that he remains alive and a constant threat from below.
Yeah, it's slow going though right now for OXG. 90 seconds left. You've got IT breach opened up, but not really peppering the defense, not putting a lot of pressure. Mowgli's in an aggressive position because of it, and he is playing the Warden. So Glass is activated. Flash was just null and void. Noah's the one that finds the kill onto Gomez. And Adam got taken very low outside electrical, courtesy of Mowgli. Noah trying to get back to a bit of a safe spot, low on health. Mowgli does find the headshot onto Grixer. And perfect start for Secret. Very compact defense, not really giving OXG any kind of a chance. Oh, wow. Now they're just going to stack outside electrical window because there's nowhere really to go. IT's just kind of been shut off. There's no way through Savage and Noah. And OXG haven't even really got into the building. It's a tough site, though. This is the toughest site to attack into. Forrest has been able to get the wallbang onto Mowgli. Confirms the kill. Keeps the round alive. And with Yoga, still every single chance that they could take this if they can find the next kill. Super critical that they do so, though.
So the Legion to be targeted, 30 seconds, and the move to be made here by OXG. But there's the Clash.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the Clash now just blocking off your push. You're going to get funneled in from Connector. There's nothing that they can do. Yeah, Twister's happy. Boys are happy for Secret. Wonderful start on Command server. It's a tricky site in the sense that when you're defending it, it's almost so expected that you're going to win it. That all it takes, though, is one little mistake, one little slip-up. We see time and time again, some players get over-aggressive like electrical window. Bam! Attack finds an opening kill. Suddenly, then an IT breach swing. Bam! Attack finds another one. Or they clear out Rafters, which, speaking of Rafters, never even saw OXG try and take it.
No. Yeah, very centralized on that con side of the map. I think Forest struggled a little bit to find value from down below and maybe dislodge at the likes of a Mirror or a Clash Anchor. Then we kind of entered that phase of the round where it becomes a bit of a filter effect. Where OXG, quite simply, to boil it down in the simplest form, are walking through doorways, very little in the way of utility clearance. It just... The funnel effect can be very real on that site, and it's almost impossible to break down defense in that fashion.
And that can be the power of the Clash, especially on command server, right? Like at the end, 2v4, you think, okay, well, we don't have to give them any chance in this round. We're just going to go and send our Clash to block off the electrical push. You guys are now in con, and you got one entry. But this is going to be the site. If Oxygen are to get these attacking rounds, it's going to be on sites, well, the tertiary site, and then also basement is, I think, a site that they can get rounds on. Yeah, Forest on the blitz. Can they play aggressive? You've got double shield set up as well with the Blackbeard. You're a very, very good team when you can get these entry kills. Get the early start to the rounds.
Yeah, it's a very mobile lineup here for the attack. And then that can help open up channels for Gomez on that buck to get to work on Vert. Grixer can do his role of drone work and then double down elsewhere with his hard breach.
Oh, Doom's got to be careful here. Now, Forest has made his way top floor. Doom looking for the drop down. Will find it. They did lose Yoga to Mowgli. But that's, unfortunately, still a success for Oxygen in the way that they were able to put Doom back down first floor, because you've now fully cleared top floor. That's the goal, especially with a lot of the help from the Blitz. But you lost Yoga somewhere amongst it all. If this was a 5v5 right now, it would be a small win for OXG, but man, losing the Lion, not ideal in the roam clear because you don't have the Lion scans anymore.
Yeah, definitely nullifies that margin.
Especially when you're wanting to clear out Cafeteria.
Secret will be rather content to peel back. They should be able to withstand the pressure on the Vert for quite some time. They still have presence on first floor as well. Doom vending, Noah Calf. The clear is not completely absolute from Oxygen.
No, it's not. And at least now for Gomez, he can get to work with the Skeleton Key. You've still got double shield, so that it's that next entry battle that you need to see Forest and Atom really find a way to lead from the front. And speaking of, the Blackbeard does find the next one onto the Warden of Savage. Brings it back to 4v4. With a decent amount of this first floor control. You still haven't cleared out Doom and Noah, but Gomez finds the kill onto Mowgli, who was low on health. Suddenly, Oxygen have got the player advantage, so Doom will get aggressive. He will push back into control. Will he catch them off guard and find a pick? They seem aware. Grixer looked like he was aware, but he did lose the battle anyway. Adam gets a trade back onto Noah. Good position from Adam. He's got 3 in the round, and it's only Adrian left. The Secret fall apart here on the roam game. Well done from Oxygen. Now not done just yet. Impact strong from Adrian. Can't fight in the kill though. Atom finds the last. He gets himself a quad. And Oxygen will get themselves an attacking round on Nighthaven Labs.
Not another keyboard problem. Well, they definitely looked more comfortable on that roam clear, even despite Yaga falling early. The follow-up was great, and I think most critically, their response to the double roam was absolutely phenomenal. Doom looked super dangerous there, but Adam with a great catch. That left Adrian on an island and a very rough position for him.
A technical pause, unfortunately, getting the flashbacks from our very first series that we did.
Well, there was a keyboard issue. You heard
yeah, it was. Yeah, another keyboard issue. I wonder... It's not Forest, right? Because if it was Forest, it would be the same spot that Bride had an issue.
No, I think it was Gomez.
Okay.
So hopefully that's resolved rather promptly.
Well, hopefully he's also got a backup keyboard. I don't think Oxygen... I don't think Secret would be too disappointed with that round in the sense of the overall bigger picture. That they know that's going to be the kind of round that OXG are backing themselves in a little bit more to win. And it's unfortunately a case of one of the rare basement sites where falling back isn't a viable strategy all that much. Like, you can fall back to a degree as late as possible, but you think about like Church, Arsenal, and Club. That's a fallback site.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because of the Vert on offer, right? It's a bit more of a challenge.
And one of the better plays that you can do is what kind of Doom did. Try and retake a position.
Catch them on the drop.
Exactly. Yeah. But
It's just a bit of an awkward timing. That can happen. Don't think it's too much cause for concern. Tertiary, though, is going to be very spicy, of course, to follow here in the third round.
Well, the tertiary is going to be control storage, and as we know, there's two ways you're going to play this from an attacking perspective. You're either going to look to hit storage. If you want to hit storage, you want to get IT control, clear out top floor. Then it kind of ends up being like a Persuado command server. Or you go control side, and you're really trying to open up the map. And I think that's maybe the best course of strategy if you're Oxygen.
Did you just say Persuado? Did you mean pseudo?
Pseudo, sorry. Sorry.
That's okay.
I've already had one worse slip up today, so.
Honestly, if you top that, you'd probably lose your job.
Oh, don't say that, jeez. Unfortunately, 2 players have just dropped out of the lobby, so it might be a case of them wanting to refresh things. Shouldn't be too much longer until we can get back underway. 1-1 scoreline. Double opening kills for Secret, but unable to convert in the previous round. 4-1 for Atom.
Yeah, did a really good job in that last round, cutting off the roam attempt, or flank attempt rather, from Team Secret.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big
Oh,
round.
toss.
Oh, jeez.
You looked very comfortable in your little chair.
Well, I mean, I'm not exactly needing to stand up exactly right this minute. I'm looking at my stats and numbers and... Yeah, it's never ideal. I mean, I think from a player perspective, you know, when you're kind of just sitting here and you're, especially if you're Secret, you're just kind of itching to get back into it, aren't you, right? And make amends for the previous round. And if you're Oxygen, you're probably like, oh, yeah, that was great, boys. We want to kind of take that momentum into the next one, and now it's all kind of just been reset. It's no one's fault. Issues are issues.
Well, it seems like Gomez is having issues with his keyboard profile, which sounds very akin to the problem we had previously. Of course, different game and may have even been a different PC. I'm not entirely sure, can't remember, but just teething issues, day one issues. Do you remember who it was? Who was it?
Brede.
Ah, Brede. Was he sitting on that exact PC?
No, I don't believe he was. He was further down the end. I think he's sitting. He was sitting at least
Second
in the position of Forrest.
I see.
But it is kind of funny that we've had 2 keyboard issues. So
random, too.
It's a very like usually you'll have a PC issue, right, or something where the part needs to be changed out, or a monitor issue, or. But it is very, very interesting that they're keyboard issues. But I have had word we're about a minute out, hopefully. Even though it doesn't look like it, hopefully about a minute out.
Ambitious minute, I think. It would be a very frustrating problem to have. I don't know if it's like a misinput or ghosting or whatever the case may be.
Also, if it's like, if it's your own equipment, right? Like if it's your own keyboard that's having issues, like that's even worse.
That's probably also worked faultlessly for whoever.
Exactly.
We're at an SI and
so you're sitting there like, what? Firstly, why is this happening? Secondly, like this has never happened with this keyboard. Like what's going on? And it's like, whereas if it's like, oh, my monitor's like playing up, can we get it changed out? You're just kind of like, oh, I'll wait for them to change monitor and it's all fine. But like when it's your own stuff, then you start to, doubt it. So I think we're just going to get them back into the lobby. Secret are all in. Oxygen, actually, all 5 of them are out now. We come back to a couple of little replay moments. This is the Skeleton Key shootout of the Nitrocell. And they pushed there from Joom. I thought maybe would bring the round back alive for Secret, but ultimately not quite. And yeah, the round, the way that it played out is kind of what I figured for Oxygen is very much their strong suit.
Wait, did you say Michael? Jake? Did you say my name?
No.
Someone said Michael in my ears and I just asked Prodden and got nothing. I don't know who said my name.
No. I did not. Are you hearing things? Do you need to?
I must be.
Are we?
I heard someone say
Do we need to
Michael.
change your headset? Oh boy. Well, it seems like I think we're going to be heading to break territory.
I reckon I know who it may have been. It may have been our observer for this game. Maybe.
That would make sense. All right, we're going to go to a short little break here, guys, while we get this issue fixed. Well, apologies for the slightly extended delay. Unfortunately, the keyboard issue kind of progressed into a PC issue and had to get swapped out, which has now been resolved, and we can get back underway. 1-1. Oxygen winning the previous round. Now we head to the tertiary. Control storage for the third. And then, of course, we get the final bans for this first half. And this will be a very telling sight, guys. I mean, if Oxygen are to be serious here on Nighthaven Labs, it is their map pick. I don't want to go and throw out the need word, but this becomes certainly a site which, on the attacking side of things, they really would like to take home.
5 seconds to go. Razor wire ready.
So the pulse to be played here by Secret, and so Doom will be likely lurking down below in basement, particularly towards the latter portion of this round. He can feed good information in towards site. Also valuable through the first floor to help gather info, peeking into the second for the earlier portion of this round as well. It's a triple nitro lineup as well, mind you, for Secret in this round. So that info gathering is going to be really critical if they are to get value from that util.
Yeah, one thing I didn't mention as well in our kind of pre-match discussion was just a total of maps played. Like, in the last 6 months, Secret have played double the amount of maps of Oxygen.
Yeah.
Which goes obviously hand in hand when you're running deep international tournaments, so actually not quite as much, but it's something to factor in. As Forrest is going to slip straight into control on the blitz. He does have the kit in hand, throws out his smokes, goes a bit deeper. Now we'll look for the quick plant. Oxygen are going to go for a fast hit. They've just lost 3 players instantaneously to Adrian Savage and Mowgli, and though this plant does go down, it's only the shield players left. Adam and Forrest, can they try and clutch and save this round? Adrian then shuts down the blitz. Only one left. Noah will get the clean headshot. And even though Oxygen were able to get in quick, get into control, get the plant down, it just did not work from the get-go. Lost too many players far too quickly. Secret switched on, and that was a pretty quick tertiary site.
Yeah.
I don't think you said a word.
Didn't need to. Don't think I had a chance to. I mean, yeah, pretty snappy execute from OXG. Certainly don't dislike that. And the plant position itself, actually quite a nice one. I can't say I've seen that specific spot exploited all that often. The util layering was great. Unfortunately, the pieces around that, though, and the plant coverage itself, it did get picked apart, leaving those shields on an island. And without the support of the backline, it's rather simple and straightforward for Secret then to flood that objective. So good response off the back of the tactical timeout, essentially resetting any semblance of like momentum, or even, I don't know how you would describe it, being warmed up. It has kind of been mitigated at that point as well. It's kind of like starting anew, and Secret coming out of the gate strong there.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I mean a little bit when I bring up the map total. So it's 22 maps played for Oxygen, 40 maps played for Secret. Like, in terms of that warm-up factor and like how many games you've kind of been playing, certainly as a team, it just favors Secret massively. So it means that for Oxygen, and the beauty of Six Invitational is you get quite a few days, you get quite a few games, they're best of threes. Like, they might be just the kind of team that just needs maybe a couple of extra days to really get going. So if anything, playing Secret straight up day one, get one of the tougher matches out of the way early. Like, this is a really good, kind of draw, if you will, for Oxygen. Back to top floor, though, is going to be a very difficult site for them. Last time out, minute 27 was the opening kill. There was only 1 kill for Oxygen.
So 1 primary hard breach in the round for OXG. That, of course, Grixer on the Thermite. Secondary to elsewhere, though, in the pockets of Forest, and he's able to get to work and aid elsewhere. Hard breach unlikely to be too much of a substantial problem in this half, given the Kaid and
I like this, though. I like this. I mean, like, as long as they eventually rotate back out, put pressure rafters, deal with the Azami, which it seems like they're actually doing. Gomez and Forrest are going to the left side of the map, and they can get some good pressure. Warehouse side, you've kind of opened up that con meeting side of the map, so you're stretching this as much as possible, rather than going that one-dimensional route, which they kind of did last time. Yeah, Adrian then postures towards blue. Noah finds a pick onto Gomez, though. Again, it's a second time out that for this top floor, the Lion is just gone immediately.
Yeah, minute 30 now on the clock. OXG elected to ban out the clash, and that alleviates the need for the likes of Forest to play down below on Vert, but they haven't really been able to translate that into more pressure in towards those on the objective, anchoring down. So in a tough position now, OXG. Doom Electrical off angle, Nitro ripped. Seeing if maybe he can find a pick and with it essentially confirm around. That's a very aggressive push. That was completely unnecessary.
It just tried to bait, I think, so you throw the Nitrous Hole on the window, and he goes to shoot it, and then you get the swing. Mowgli then gets rid of Adam, gets another one. Nice swing from Mowgli through Electrical, and then Yoga falls. And so for the second round running for Oxygen, they lose 3 players in the span of 3 seconds. And leaving just Grixer by himself in IT, and top floor is very difficult to take, but Secret are making light work of it.
These might be top 2 worst rep takers of all.
I want to know who's number 1.
Timeout for Oxygen. Secret not impressed so far from the opponent's level of play. To be fair, good time for a timeout. If you're going to have one, you've lost top floor, whatever. Forget about it. It's command server on Nighthaven Labs. Like, you're attacking into it. It's always going to be more difficult. You won basement last timeout, and you know you can probably win the tertiary as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is a really good point for Oxygen. Take this timeout because the next 2 rounds are far more winnable.
Thought that maybe we'd be able to hear a little bit as to what the messaging was, but it doesn't seem to be getting picked up too well.
After our game, I was in the green room listening to the A stream, and they do get the benefit of being able to listen in. Right.
That's okay.
It looks like a tech as well after the tactical timeout. So the tactical timeout has expired, and now it's a technical timeout. So, of course, no more talking allowed for a coach gameplay perspective. You can talk to the admins. Did I just hear keyboard again?
Surely not.
No. I'm going to have to go raid the local keyboard store somewhere around here in Paris at this rate. It is basement, by the way. That is next up. No surprise.
Yeah.
But this will be now around when you lose a site like basement for Oxygen, for Secret's perspective to Oxygen in the second round. This is now where Secret are going to say, okay, well, what did we do wrong last time? How do we want to rectify this? These are the strengths of Oxygen. This is where we probably didn't do these things right. So it's not going to be as easy this time for Oxygen.
Yeah, theoretically.
And that's why you take that time out and kind of discuss those kind of things. And like, okay, yes, we won it last time by doing this, but now we might want to think about doing it maybe slightly differently. They've been leaning heavily on the double shields. Now, of course, the Blitz has been banned out, so they don't have that this time for clearing out, second floor, first floor with the Blitz and pushing back those roaming defenders. So you don't have that available. You only have the Blackbeard. But you also kind of don't need to deal with the Clash, but the Clash doesn't get played on basement. So a bit of a non-factor kind of ban for this particular site.
Yeah, it's a bit of an all-in for the top floor.
Well, also for control storage as well,
To a lesser extent, yeah.
Well, it was played by Adrian on control storage. I mean, but
true. I'm just saying comparatively. Top floor, it's certainly more of a staple.
100%. I agree with that one for sure. But yeah, it looks like another tech issue has arisen. I think it's just us today that's had the issues. I haven't quite been keeping up if there's been issues on the others.
Dev and Pengu had about a 3-hour shift today, and they were done. They had some of the most one-sided matches in the history of Six Invitational.
Well, it's funny, right? So it's 7 p.m. local time. We were supposed to start this series, I believe, around like 9:15 local time. That's how quick we've gone through today.
Oh. You say that. We may be here until 9:15 to get through this first map. Don't hold your breath.
Potentially. Although I will say, if Secret do win Nighthaven Labs, it's going to be 2-0. A 12-0 record Secret in the last year versus Oxygen. Come on.
Barring one of the more insane.
That would be probably the greatest upset in the history of esports. All right, let's not go that far.
Come on, man. Honestly, be in the conversation.
Yeah, it's frustrating for the players as well. I mean, this is never ideal.
I mean, it seems like they've been given the license to maybe chat a little bit of banter, presuming
I
it's
mean,
not tactically related.
That's the thing, right? I feel like from a technical pause perspective, now, of course, you're not allowed to talk per se, but like I'm pretty certain it's not the end of the world if you just say something that's not game related.
Yeah.
I mean, OXG, as you can clearly see, not talking at all.
I'm still not actually entirely sure of who is at fault here. Like, what the problem actually is, but hopefully we can get word on that from the admin team soon. Again, if you are just joining us, it is 3-1 in favor of Secret currently.
Yeah, so it seems like it's a similar issue to what we had before, which does mean, unfortunately, we will go to a little bit of an extended break. Hopefully it can get fixed within that break, but we will be back after this. Well, we return back. It is the 5th round after an extended delay. Again, apologize for, well, the delay. But we do return.
We do.
And hopefully we can stay here. That would be really nice, guys. I think that would be what we want. We want to stay here and finish off this map. Oxygen currently down 1-3, but they got no opportunities. We head back to basement. They did win this last time in the 2nd round. Forrest is going to go on to the Monty, actually. First time we're going to see Monty in the half. Although there is 9 seconds to change it last second, which Grit's actually going to switch over to the 0.
Yeah. Okay. 0 is certainly an atypical selection, but
yeah.
In the right circumstances, now with 6 cameras, you can garner a lot of info.
I wonder if it's to help potentially clear the roamers, more so than sight later on.
True. Could also be a counter tool onto the mirror as well. Once you do get that first floor control, you can use the Argus launcher effectively from that position.
Yep.
Goyo counter too. Don't discount that. So I'm very intrigued to see just how impactful that 0 does end up being here in the 5th round. Some presence up above here, early 2nd floor, but Doom in a position to peel down server hatch.
Well, there goes one of the Argus cameras. 5 more. Oh, Gomez finds the opening kill on to Savage. Plays into the win condition for Oxygen to kickstart this round. Mowgli over towards blue. Does have a bit of help. Adrian is actually playing blue stairs. Mowgli needs to probably commit back down blue stairs as he was being aggressed upon on top floor. Gomez then finds another one onto Mowgli. He can't make it down safely. And this has been a really good clear for Oxygen. 2nd time lucky on this site. 2 for 2 looking likely. 90 seconds left, 2-player advantage. Doom can catch out Forrest. He left the feet open, Nitrocell thrown, but it gets shot out. And Doom then gets caught from behind as well, and Oxygen on the verge of flawless.
Yeah, they look really clean on this particular site. Again, Adrian for one, so the flawless denied, but the round should, of course, still be theirs.
Yeah, we say the site, we never even saw it. Really solid clear from Oxygen. Secret trying to play into the roam game, but they get decimated. So a 2nd attacking round found for Oxygen, and now the dilemma here for Secret. You go, obviously, the tertiary site, control storage, or the repeat. Well, considering they won tertiary last time in the 3rd round, it will be control storage for the final round of the half. A 3-3 half for Oxygen sets them up nicely.
Absolutely. Difficult to argue with that. Just remaining competitive here on layer so far.
And no clash this time, so I do wonder for Secret. It does hinder a little bit of that top floor hold. And last time out, Oxygen kind of threw the... I don't want to say through, but they went for the fast hit play, plant down control. Just never worked at all. This time around, I imagine they'll play more conventional. And you got the Monty. So everything right now from Oxygen side, I think, probably points to a more of a storage hit. Try and open up IT. Get the Monty to put the pressure on towards command server. Deal with those top floor defenders. I would be surprised if this is control, unless it's a pivot late round. I think the primary should be storage.
Yeah, I anticipate a far more systematic attack this time out from OXG, a stark contrast to the far more direct approach that we did see on their previous attempt. The Thatcher in play will be very intriguing in this round. Adam, likely from the roof, could be in position to disrupt quite a bit of utility.
An open mirror here allows the Nitrocell to get thrown, but it gets shot anyway. With the Monty, you can peek at the information, helps out the Thermite. This is a really good start to the round for Oxygen. Playing into this setup from Secret really nicely. Again, a 3-3 half would be very, very solid for the North Americans.
No, it will be tricky to clear everyone's rafters, especially if there's keeper barriers to play off. Offers a lot of coverage.
But do you need to clear him? I mean, the main thing is to deny the IT position.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, you would like to.
May not be necessary. OXG posturing then. Right in towards site available if they want to go direct through the window, cover, outside warehouse.
I don't think they
simple
actually-
attack.
I don't think they actually got IT opened up, did they?
Not fully, I don't believe.
Yeah, not fully.
At least not an enterable.
Not to a point where you can get the Monty to kind of play that IT space.
No, top half open.
Well, Forrest is going to go in towards storage. Up close, Savage. Glass is activated. Does have a Nitro gun in hand right now. Forrest actually just kind of goes for the bait. He doesn't do anything else. He just runs away.
I'm interested to see if this is vaultable,
Look,
actually.
they've got one smoke left. Gomez gets tagged up. They do want to try and take the battle against Noah. They know that they need to keep this IT control for the attack of Oxygen. So they've sent Forrest back up above. He's in server now. Noah, good clear onto Gomez. At the doorway, though, you've got someone knocking on the door. It's Adam. He finds the kill. 48 seconds. Still plenty of time in the round for Oxygen. Forrest's gone clearing towards command, but it's Doom that's still over towards control down below. So top floor has been established for OXG. They clear out Savage. There goes the Warden. And suddenly, storage is far more likely for the plan.
Yeah,
Mowgli has had to retake.
It was a nice little pivot. And Secret now forced into playmaking positions. Mowgli close.
Oh,
prone.
they're going to clear it. Forrest now knows he's up close. Good presence shown by Mowgli, but he is getting shot from above. 20 seconds. Might have to give this position up. Doom is also gone into storage, and Grixa finds the angle from above, playing the vert nicely here for Oxygen. 12 seconds though, and it's getting quite tight. Yoga, he falls now. Suddenly only Grixa left. Forced into the drop. Mowgli gets the kill. Secret get the round. Hard fought. Certainly winnable for both, but in the end, Secret, they hit the big-time shots.
Yes.
Yeah, I think OXG will feel a little bit hard done by in that round. It was I think
Did a lot right.
the pivot call was really nice. They got vertical control. It was kind of the fish in the barrel effect where they had the vert established and had eyes on that defense inside. It was just a couple of awkward timings. The good play down the corridor that we saw late as well from Secret and opening up some space and shutting down the warehouse push, etc. Just didn't quite connect there for Oxygen. Unfortunately, now trailing by 2 rounds when it could have been an even half. Bit of an unfortunate position that they now find themselves in, but now on defense, Labs, not unachievable by any stretch of the imagination. Bands 4, said second half, Thermite Dockerby and Bandit Mirror.
In terms of opening kills, 2 went the way of Oxygen. Didn't convert on 1 of them, though, so they only got 1 round where they got an opening pick and converted it. 1 round, of course, where they had the opening death and brought that round back. That was in the second round, basement. So the only 2 sites that Oxygen were able to win, well, the only site they were able to win was basement. 4-2 half, though, is probably par for the course. But we know that Secret are a very good attacking team. You know, coming into this event, they're a 56% attacker win rate team. So I'm expecting that, and they get a high player percentage, 27%. They convert 76% of the time on their opening kills. A high multi-kill team as well. And Grixa will bring out the Thorn. So Razor Blooms to be pre-placed. A lot of trap utility as well when you consider the Allegrismot mines and the F-Not mines from Gomez. Command server isn't really the kind of site you see Forest around control room where you see a player in that kind of position. I mean, that Azami should be rafters.
Yeah, I imagine it'll be a switch up late here from Forest. Of course, into Doom on the Roteros, though. He'll be certainly challenged in this round in deploying that utility and managing his econ appropriately.
I've just been watching Forrest on that top-down view. He's just continuing to go back and forth around blue. So the Azami over towards blue is fine, but it does mean you're a lot weaker towards warehouse, rafters, and even IT. That might be exactly what Oxygen want, to funnel them in on an IT rafters hit. Secret, they're not really going to play into that. Adrian making his way meeting to open up Con.
Ooh, impact trick. Has that landed? It would appear so.
Yeah, good sight lines, though, have been opened up, so you can still put pressure in, funnel in through electrical later in the round.
May make things a little awkward, though, for Secret. I wouldn't discount how impactful that may be in favor of the defense.
They've got no hard breach left, by the way. IT hasn't been opened to open up. So, I mean, this is now going to be very difficult for Secret.
It could be the funnel effect all over again. Oh, Razor Bloom damage debuff onto Mowgli. There's the power of the Fawn buff.
Yeah, I think he was expecting that swing from Adam. Pops the glasses, but honestly, good discipline. Noah, 4 Candelas still available. Looks to put pressure over towards IT. Gomez will be the one that holds that position. Joom coming in as well for extra cover. Adam did get the swinging shotgun kill onto Mowgli. Shuts him down. Adrian finds one onto Adam, clears that out. Gomez is going to be tucked in command, waiting for that push to come in from Rafters. Long angle. Grexer gets the kill onto Noah, who was making the entry over towards Rafters.
Forrest is a long way away, mind you, as well. He's all the way lobby side currently for the flank potential. Elsewhere, though, Sight, Grixer falls, Adrian deep.
There's only Forrest left.
There's the flank.
1 versus 1 against Savage. This is so big. Forrest does, though, hold on for Oxygen. They needed that on top floor defense. Forrest clutches up. Oxygen stay alive. 3 to 4. A little messy towards the end. Credit to Secret, because it felt like they were just trying to force their way into sight. Not a lot of avenues either were available. And Oxygen just kind of started to stumble a little towards the end, but Forrest comes in clutch in the 1v1.
Yeah, Forrest, it was a case of run, Forrest, run. He was just running across the entire map of what felt like the entirety of that round. As Adrian marching in towards side, I'm having a look at our overhead on the side. And Forrest is towards lobby, running out like exterior cut. I'm like, what's this man doing? But great flank in the end and nailed that second shot especially, so credit to him.
I mean, you lose that site, you probably lose the map.
Yeah.
Tank assembly has not been won by the defense so far. 2 times played, 2 times won by Oxygen on the attack. They now look to try and see if they can win it on the defense. Yoga will once again bring the Thorn, played by Grixer in the previous round. I feel like Thorn's just going to be, with the recent buffs, going to be that kind of operator now where as you get more time and find some usages, what sites and certain areas on what maps, I wouldn't put it in a niche category, but I think it'll be largely site map dependent, which is what most operators really should be. You got a good gun. Razor Blooms do a bit of damage, good debuff. We saw that with Mowgli. He actually probably could have got swung electrical.
Yeah, it stalled him out quite a bit.
A bomb has been located.
In a position where otherwise he'd maybe continue to aggress and be a threat, and just forced him back for a moment's time. Will certainly be interesting to see how that develops. As for this round though, Savage on the Monty over towards Vending Stairs has already garnered control, and he'll be able to immediately start pressuring in through Exo.
They haven't cleared top floor though, Secret. So Adam's just chilling in server right now. So that's second floor presence here for Oxygen. That's going to go largely unnoticed. That could be a concern later on. They're going very direct here,
I don't think Secret care.
No, they do not care. They're not going to play into the roam game. They're going to go straight on through behind Savage. He's just going to go for the plant spot in assembly. Smoke down. Glass is activated by Grixer. He's over towards storage though. Nitrous. Oh, nicely done from Joom. Catching out and clears storage at the last second to help facilitate that plant being successful. Adam does get one back onto Joom. But suddenly with 34 seconds left, this becomes a pivotal round.
Needs to be perfect from here. Time dwindling and good post-plant positions from Secret. They are cutting off so many of these rotates back to that kit.
And there's not a lot of time remaining either. Mowgli gets a bit of damage onto Adam over towards storage. Storage, though, not where you need to be, but you need to just stay alive. Deny Secret the ability to play that position. Adam can't do that. He lost his life. The rest are now down towards the basement.
3 seconds.
XG, 3 seconds, as you mentioned. They rush on through. Yogi hits the headshot. He's just more worried about Savage, though. No time to get back to the kit. It's 5-3. As Secret are going to be able to also attack basement successfully. That's 3 from 3 for the attackers on this site. Really well played, though, and what changed the course of that round was Joom coming back playing storage.
Yeah, that was clutch.
That was a really, really good play from Joom. That set up Secret, but just the ability to understand Oxygen are playing roam. Everyone does play roam. We're going to bring the Monty. We're going to go straight down into assembly, plant down. We got the storage control, and it made it very difficult then for Oxygen. That was the moment there. Nitro was in hand. You throw that down, you get the kill, you probably win the round.
Yeah, it would have made it far more challenging if the plant gets denied and there isn't an immediate trade and you're forced to then contest up above and recollect the kit. It would have been
messy.
Would have been really annoying. But a really good example there of an attacking decision to not necessarily avoid a roam because you think it's too difficult or you don't want to take it on for a negative reason. It's more so an opportunistic take where you're like, okay, let's not do it because we have an even better plan to counter that. 2 rounds the lead.
Has been a little bit back and forth since the 4th round. Secret, OXG, Secret, OXG, Secret. We'll see if OXG can continue that trend. They certainly will need to. We go to storage and control. And you kind of look at this lineup. Double hard breach with the Ram. Immediately says to me that Secret want to put pressure IT. Sometimes you do see teams go for what is considered the more default attack into control storage, where you open up IT wall, you put pressure IT, but then you have others on a back push coming in control and try and really split both sites. This is why I love Nighthaven Labs, because yes, command server is in the realm of defense prevailing 90% of the time, but then the other 2 sides are just far more available for both attack and defense, and with many different ways to play it. As we literally just saw there with Secret.
It's very dynamic. IQ in play for this 9th round, and so Mowgli tasked with countering, well, especially the Valkyrie and the information that Forest will be looking to gather in this particular round. Especially to counteract any vert potential here.
Gomez got to be careful. Top blue, he's got 2 pushing his way. Nitrocell avoided for the most part. Savage did take some damage. Gomez will forfeit that position, top blue. One more Nitro available for Forest. Still 3 gas babes for Grixer. And what Secret have done, though, have kind of shown presence both IT side. Boogie Auto Breacher, by the way, has now come across that IT floor. That opens up a potential storage plan if they can maintain that top floor control. But they've also got decent presence around control side of the map, too. So it's really split this defensive Oxygen.
It seems like that may be a big investment here from OXG in terms of plant denial, right? You have the Solars, you have the Valk, you have a Nitro up.
I think Forest wants to play below an assembly and deny storage from below. It does have a Nitrocell. Savage finds the opening kill onto Adam. It's taken until 55 seconds left into the round. Savage got to clear your right corner and does. Nice clear onto Gomez. Sets them up nicely now for the remainder of this round. Joom then headshot onto Yoga. Forest is still down below in basement, by the way, and has not been able to get involved.
40 seconds. It's looking good here for Secret to claim map point.
Grix up by himself in storage. Still 2 gas babes. And here comes the Monty. At least shoots out the feet. Gets the kill. Up close. Sort about the shotgun. One in the doorway. Does get the down. Grix has done very well. Can he find one more? He's navigating this perfectly. Full white. Hasn't been cleared.
Wow.
Eventually by Noah he will. But he got the kill onto Joom. And he sets Forest up for a potential 1v2 even if the plant does go down.
He did absolutely everything right there to give Forest a chance. But diffuses down and he misses that key shot. Noah punishes.
Big shot from Noah. Certainly became winnable towards the end because of Grexer. You've got to commend him. His positioning.
That positioning was phenomenal.
Absolutely next level. 6-3, 3 match point opportunities for Team Secret. And Oxygen are probably going to walk away from this game and think, you know what, like, we didn't play awful. We had some winnable rounds. This could have been, you know, like a 5-4 kind of scored line, a little bit closer, a bit more back and forth. This is the Grixer highlight package here, though. And it's this moment here. It's just the way he's moving around. Can't quite avoid the flash, but still finds the kill onto Joom.
Yeah.
And it creates a 1v2 while the plant's still going down. Unfortunately, though, Forest was just miles away.
Run, Forest.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
And at this point, he's like, you know what? If I'm playing this start, I may as well get on the vigil. Bloke has been running around the map every single time on defense. Doesn't matter if it's command server, tertiary, basement. He's just running. Forrest is running. So get him on the vigil. And I think that's going to be the plan here. It's like, okay, it's command server, but let's offer some kind of a point of difference. 4 will play site. I'll play the vigil. I'll try and, you know, put some damage in around the map. But the problem that comes with that is command server is a site where you don't need to do that.
Yeah, typically.
You very much can and usually should play just 5 side.
Yeah, might be.
If Forrest doesn't get a kill and dies, it becomes a 5v4. Secret's ability to win top 4 now, it just increases exponentially.
Yeah. And Secret have very little.
Are they going to double down? Is Grixer going to roam with him?
Maybe.
Wow.
I guess OXG maybe with the mindset that we don't really have much to lose at this point, right?
Yeah, but it's command server. Like, you just play the default. It's already going to be so much more difficult.
That's that's one line of thinking.
If you want to bring in the more Hail Mary plays, I can understand basement, for instance, control storage, for instance. We'll see how it plays out.
I hope they win the round just so.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
Just so we could be like, yeah, this is the optimal way to play top 4 labs. Shock drone from Savage will immediately follow the IT breach. Looking for any potential utility. Probably most notably the Razor Blooms from the Thorn.
There's not a lot of contestability then because you've only got the 3 players that are actually playing site. And one's going to be electrical, one's going to be obviously in command. That kind of leaves maybe 1 swing play, and there goes the kill. They're just going to hit site. They're just going to go straight in. They probably know that 2 are on the roam, and they've just made the call straight in through IT. Grixer does find a kill onto Joom, so the roam game has actually worked out. Hang on.
Oh.
Hold on, indeed. I'm holding on. The roamers have found 2 kills. Grixer and Forrest did their job, but because of the fact that there's so little bodies on the site, it is now only Forrest once again alive. Over towards Meeting. And he cannot find the connection as the vigil falls. So do OXG. Secret will take the opening map here on Nighthaven Labs. 7-3 in the end. Pretty comfortable.
And with that, they set themselves up for a successful opening series. Map 2, of course, is Bank, and Secret have a 12-0 record. Can they make it 13? Let's see after this short break.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is our final series for today. It is Group D. It is Oxygen Secret, and Secret, of course, took the opening map on Nighthaven Labs 7-3, rather comfortably in the end. Credit to Oxygen. They tried some things. They tried to have some fun, but it didn't quite work out for them. And back to the drawing board, and reiterating what we were talking about from our pre-match discussion, 12-0 is the current map streak in the last year for Team Secret. When I say the last year, I mean the last 365 days. They are 12-0 on this map coming. Some of the statistics from Nighthaven Labs. Mowgli with 11, Noah with 10, leading all comers in terms of the ranking department. But looking at the EPS number, guys, it is pretty much clear across the board. Team Secret, all 5 players, had a really good game.
Yeah, there were some flashes of brilliance from OXG back on Labs, but unfortunately not enough required to get that result across the line. Team Secret, too good in the end.
All right, well, let's head on over to Bank, shall we? And see whether or not Oxygen could cause a huge boil over, looking to stop this map streak for Team Secret, who are looking to make it 13-0 over the last 365 days. They have been formidable on this map. They have been, well, impossible to beat on this map. For Oxygen, it's going to take everything. So we head into the van phase, second map of the series. Secret 1 map away from collecting all the goodies, all the points here for Group D, which, for those that missed earlier in this particular group, SSG were able to get the 2-0 over Enterprise, who currently occupy bottom spot, grouped spot. The spot you don't want to be in. It is only day one, though, of course. Enterprise will get other opportunities against the likes of Secret, Fluxo, and Oxygen. And dare I say, you don't want to draw to conclusions. There will be upsets. There will be surprise results. But it is probably pointing for Group D between Oxygen and Enterprise. That just is the easy one to look at and say, loser of that probably gets grouped. But, again, a couple of days to go.
Yeah. The bans for this first half of Bank: Smoke Mirror on the side of defense, and the attackers of Monty and Glaz to be benched. Secret to start out on defense, and they will head us to basement as anticipated. They will be looking to crush their opponents here and get this one done as quickly as possible so that they can start preparing for tomorrow.
Savage built like Mr. Krabs.
That is a crazy insult.
Just prior to that, I didn't actually see who Forrest was referencing, but he literally said in the chat, Squidward looking a guy.
Well, we will see who shall be laughing at the conclusion of this one.
Well, I mean, if it's Oxygen, they will be laughing.
Oh, they will be laughing very hard.
Yeah, 12-0 streak for Secret. So, I mean, there's always a little bit of pressure in that when you have those kind of streak levels, right?
Like, the higher it gets.
Yeah, the higher it gets, and it's like, we'll kind of care about it a little bit more and more. But it's also a sense of comfortability for Secret on a map like Bank, where they've just been so strong on it. Like, looking at some of the numbers for OXG, they've only got a 1-2 record since August. So that doesn't bode too well. If I stretch it out to the 365 days, it's actually 5-2. So it's not like OXG are completely awful on it.
You wouldn't classify them as weak, but they're versing Secret.
No, and to be fair, some of those, I guess, and this is the problem with 365 days, for Oxygen, where they've had roster changes, it's hard to really look too much into that. But in recent times, yeah, it hasn't been ideal. Mowgli with the opening pick onto Forrest, so all the trash talking doesn't bode well for the men. He gets picked up straight away. He actually, to Forrest's credit, he had some really good moments on Nighthaven Labs.
He was the master roamer. Spent a lot of time holding the shift key. Savage to peel. You're going to relay that information and take the ground now, forfeited by the defense, but a player down never bodes well for this side, where tradability can sometimes be a really strong win condition if the default plan becomes a problem. And when you look at the lineup from Secret, the Tachanka, the Goyo, default doesn't really scream as the primary win condition.
And this is why you got to be so careful on the attack to not give away an early pick, because now Secret just play 5 side.
Yep.
Bunker down.
Oh, well, that was a bit aggro main, but surely not a repick.
A little bit aggro from Savage. Oxygen are going to have to think their way through this. I mean, losing the Lion isn't necessarily an issue for hitting this site, but it's more just the body.
I guess back hit pivot could work.
This is where you have to throw caution to the wind. You can't just probably go for, you know, the default play, and caution to the wind. Indeed, Gomez has been able to just drop down, find 2 kills, open up the defense. It definitely would have caught Secret by surprise, but Doom has gone then for the back push from Vault. Now, Lockers is where the plant is going down from Adam. Grixer takes a bit of damage. He now pushes into Lockers as well. Plant successfully goes down for Oxygen. Adam then collects Noah, and suddenly the basement side of Bank, very vulnerable. Only Doom left in the 1 versus 1 with 30 seconds remaining. This is Secret's map. OXG look to try and steal the opening round on the best defensive site. And Adam knows he can play the hiding game. Time will become the biggest factor. Pre-fire, but position now given away. Doom needs to get aggressive. Adam hits the headshot. OXG go bang.
Okay.
A little sucker punch to start here on Bank from the North Americans.
Adam just able to hold his nerve there and prevails in the 1 versus 1. OXG lose an early pick, but the pivot call was great, and the individual prowess from Gomez to open up that round.
This is what I'd love to have, like weirdly odd specific stats, where it's like, can you go and tell me how many times a team attacking Bank basement has won from a 4v5? Statistically. We're talking low ball, surely.
Let's at Sprabuni, surely. Surely he can whip that up.
Okay, well, Secret don't go for the reattempt, but as you would usually end up seeing, as we go top floor, if they win this, they'll go straight back to basement.
Probably. I'd be very intrigued to also know in a similar vein statistic, well, it's not even a statistic, but what's the closest result I guess Secret have maybe had over the course of that 12 map streak? Like, how much pressure have they been under in those matches in isolation?
Well, I can give you some of the recency on the streak. And also, last time they played it was a 7-5 win over Virtus Pro back in the 30th of November, so 2 months ago. But, I mean, that's honestly just, you know, the last win. I can't get you much more than that immediately. So I'm sure they I mean, like, you go 12-0, you probably have like an 8-7 in there somewhere.
You would imagine. Intriguing roam here from Adam on the gridlock this round. Will lurk in archives for now. Has util that he can disperse from down below. The shotgun as well for displacement. I don't, hate this idea that OXG seemingly are trying to cook up here. This could well work if the repel game is good here and ready for the dislodge. That is Doom up above. Repositions though.
You can see a little bit of nervousness in just the way that Secret are kind of moving around side. They know there's a lot of pressure to repel. Got to be careful with your positioning. Savage does indeed find the opening kill, at least though, onto Adam. So that's at least one down, bit of a threat off the board. Secret now have the extra player advantage, but they also had that in the previous round. But what looks good right now for Secret is there's no back pressure, so nothing on the stock hallway, and nothing over towards Kanto. So it just means that, again, from the perspective of the defense, they're all kind of eyes towards airlock and repels. It has kind of forced a pivot here from Grixer. He's now over towards ATMs right now. But then you've still just got 3 players on the repel. So Oxygen have no map control. Everyone's in just the same position. Makes it really simple here for Secret. But Grixer will be the one to try and open up the map. And it's this pivot that we kind of saw in the opening round that unlocked the round for Oxygen. I wonder if this similar kind of pivot play could do the same in this round.
seems highly unlikely. 60 on the clock. Yoga now in top square, also
But
exothermic.
But taking his position, it allows Yoga then to get in top square. Now open up with the exothermic. No one's peeking that janitor hallway. Mowgli stays tucked in. Grixer makes a bit of contact. So they have been able to open up this wall. But they lose Forest. No more ROUs. Grixer then falls. He was low on health. And it seems like Secret have stabilized very nicely here at top floor.
Yeah, it's unraveled quite abruptly here for Oxygen. Stalwart defense from Secret, and it could well be flawless. Yoga the last man up and taken down.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. Flawless from Team Secret. They just didn't panic too much. A little bit when there were so many players on the rappel, where it was sort of like, you got to be careful when you're in the site, right? Like, you got to be a little bit careful. But once they got that opening pick, then they kind of just started to stall out Oxygen. That's when they looked far more comfortable.
You theorized that they would return to basement, right?
They have not.
That will not be the case, so...
Staff an open area.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess where a team has such a streak that they do on this map, they
That
should be
nice.
comfortable on all of the sites anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Just keep mixing it up.
And I guess in some ways, like, I wonder if there's an operator they might want to ban out to take away from Oxygen for that particular site, which you will then have accessible to a ban after this round going into basement.
Yeah, you could do something like double down on player denial in the form of maybe a Goyo ban, even on the extremity, something like a Tachanka to really bolster the basement attack. Again, that's definitely more on the fringe.
Well,
of what we're
I'm
typically
thinking more
seeing.
so from Secret's perspective, because they get the choice as to where they're going site-wise, right? So, like, do they want to ban out? So last time it was Grim, Habana, Blitz, Lion, Twitch. Are they thinking Blitz potentially?
Sure, yes, from that perspective, yes. Yeah. I guess I'm maybe taking it one step further in terms of what would XG did
Well,
do
yeah,
in
I
response,
mean,
right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
In anticipation for that fourth round defense down below. A discussion for the next prep phase, of course, as we hone in here on the third round. Execute heavy utility on offer here from OXG with the classical combo of the Ying, the Lion, and the Dakabi.
Dakabi.
Dakabi. I don't know why I went with Dakabi.
I feel like I've heard other people say it similar, Dakabi.
Yeah.
But I've just, since day one, I've just been Dakabi camp. That's me.
Yeah, Dakabi, mate.
Dakabi, mate. You can't really say Doc, though, because there is actually Doc in the game. That's such annoying.
Although we so rarely
But
see
you also
Doc
don't
in
see
comp play,
Doc.
you could get
No.
away with it.
No. Now, what if this will just be a pretty simple top-down from OXG? Although, to be fair, Gomez over towards loading docks right now.
Forrest is cooking util here, maybe trying to fight for some control up above on this top floor.
Yeah,
He's invested a lot of utility.
he's got no Candelas left.
Every single Candela has been thrown in.
And no one has swung off this. What? What?
Well, they're making moves elsewhere, though. Perhaps a bit of a bait and switch from Oxygen.
Yeah, maybe. And
It's worked.
What? But now from a perplexed what to a positive what?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Adam!
Okay.
I mean, this is the kind of round where I just feel like I'm watching an APAC team just demolish like a top-level EU. Oh, Noah with a little love tap to the head of Adam. He does know there's one main stairs, and Gomez is very low, so if he can quickly get his kill, which he does, now 1v2, forced back from Beepers with the frag grenade. 36 seconds to win the 1v2. A lot of rounds have been pretty conventional today. Not a lot of impact plays, and there was the chance to maybe find that kill onto Yoga. Yoga just continues to try and get himself out of this position. Pistol, though, on the stand-up headshot. Oxygen find a second round.
I tell you what, that UMP extended barrel, it now hits like an absolute tank. That was scary.
I'm going to have to now think that the Candela dump from Forest without any kind of real follow-up top floor is just a bait.
It's to bamboozle them as
Yeah.
much as it bamboozled us.
Yeah, exactly.
It worked.
It absolutely worked. It also, to be fair, might have been a case of, like, you know, you throw those Candelas in and
someone's kind of made a play elsewhere.
Well, no. But the magnets have then kind of kept them in the airlock. You wanted to get them past the airlock.
Yeah,
And so then at that point, well, you can't really follow up on it. No, I had a small chance there onto Yoga initially. Where was actually Forrester, by the way, at the end of that round?
Yeah, he was outside the window, I think.
Okay.
He was chilling. The additional bans then, as we do, as anticipated, head to the bottom floor. It is the Tachanka.
Oh no, he got away.
It is the Tachanka, and it is the Ying. So kind of as anticipated, OXG.
I feel like it had to have either
Double
been
down on this
Tachanka, the Ying or the Blitz, like kind of one or the other sort of thing. The fact that they do leave the Blitz up, I wonder if, you know, when you kind of leave an operator like Blitz up, it's like we have to expect that they're going to pick it and play it. And so we now need to know how we're going to counter that, or at least minimize its effects. By the way, the Ying was actually not played in the opening round. So, like, you have banned an ult that was not played by Oxygen. On the flip side, the Tachanka was played by Adrian back in the first round. Opening kills, by the way, so far is 3-0 to Secret. Despite the fact it's a 2-1 scoreline to OXG. Only one player in the site. 3 Yokais up and about. Just a bit of posturing right now from Oxygen.
I think they were maybe considering a...
Oh, is that a misdrain?
No.
No.
It could be a snap play here in through server, or at least the potential for that to be facilitated by the Blitz line scan elsewhere. Pings aplenty for OXG to play around.
It's been a hot minute since I've checked the drone counter because it's been bugged for a long time. But is it back? I'll get confirmation after this game.
I don't think so. I was thinking that actually back on labs at one point.
Nah. Oh, I don't know. I'll go ask after this. Like, it's been so long that I've just kind of given up on it. 90 seconds remaining. Mowgli wants to get a little active. Logic Bomb at a bad time. Forces himself back. And Adam finds the pick onto June. Brings it back to a 4v4. There's a chance there for Mowgli, but timing behind the pillar for Adam was perfect. He was able to avoid the brunt of the damage. Mowgli gets caught, though, from Quad. Adam has been very hot right now. He's 7-2. And this is a very winnable round for Oxygen. And as they pick up more and more rounds, there's pressure that builds onto Secret. That 12-0 streak, well, they might not be infallible after all. Minute left, 3v3. And it's on Locker's CCTV that if Oxygen can find yet another attacking round here, it sets them up perfectly.
Late Valcam deployed by Savage. Secret should have a wealth of information available for this plant denial.
How many Yokais are still left up for Adrian, by the way? That's another question. There is one inside a CCTV. Oh, the swing! Adam, though, got caught. 30 seconds. The trade was very quick, though, from Grixer. But with Adrian still alive, the Yokais can be played. He's inside a vault, so he's a big distance away from both Yoga and Grixer. Noah's playing over towards Doc, so they're trying to just sneak on in, get a good position. But here come the Yokais out from underneath it. Oh, it got shot, but it doesn't matter.
Back up.
Backups are there. Welcome to Echo, the new patch. Doesn't stick, but it doesn't matter. Noah hits the shots. 3 seconds, all that's left. No time now for Yoga to be able to get this plant down. The Yokais are a nuisance. So is Noah. Secret escape in that round.
Yeah, really phenomenal reposition there. Onto that first floor. Denial from the hatch. OXG accounted for that as long as they possibly could, but it got to the point where they could no longer hold up above and they had to commit.
I think the more and more you see plays like that, Echo's just going to rise in the ban for Bank.
Probably.
For that particular site. I guess the only caveat would be, though, he's probably not as played maybe in the other sites. And Locker CCTV, you almost throw like into the, we're like unlikely to win it anyway on the attack.
Yeah, how much do you want to overinvest on that site?
Yeah. Oxygen have taken a tactical timeout, by the way, heading into the 5th round. It is a 2-2 score line. Right now it's been back and forth. 1-1 to 1-1. So it's been a very even bank. I wasn't expecting this, to be honest. Mainly due to Secret. Got nothing to do with Oxygen, but this is Secret's map. Undefeated 12-0 streak. And when teams like Secret, for instance, are playing such a strong region over in EML, you're playing this map against other really good teams. And then also at international events.
Quick look back at that prior round. Echo very impactful in the final portion of that round in gaining valuable information and the potential to deny plant that had to be responded by OXG and open up that opportunity for the late flank from Noah. Top floor then for the 5th round. An opportunity for one of these two to have a slight lead. It's been very much back and forth. OXG putting up a good fight, but the question is, how long can they sustain this for?
Yeah.
Is it sustainable?
I think it is sustainable. I think that they can actually improve. So, I mean, it's game on, and that's kind of what you want if you're Oxygen. Like, if you come out of the gates and, like, it's just 4-0 to Secret, you probably start to just almost...
Yeah, you just check
out a little bit naturally, but they know they've been competitive. They know they could have easily won that previous round, even maybe had a 3-1 lead, but yeah, the belief, I think, should be there. Doesn't mean it's going to be any easier, though. And if anything, it's going to make Secret, you know, rise to the occasion and know they need to really lock in here.
Yeah, repel heavy currently from Oxygen. Oceania is available for Grixa. That's to counter both the Castle and the Azami. Chipping away at that utility opens up the play, making potential a little bit more for repel. Ranged hard breach in the hands of Forest as well to deal with Kanto. All the pieces available here, especially with the investment for bottom site specifically from Secret, and we saw the Glass counter in the opening ban phase as well.
Yeah, but you still got to deal with these batteries if you are going to open up Kanto. You'll get down below. Forrest actually finds the kill onto Adrian, so he deals with the Bandit. Now you just got to go deal with the Shockwire batteries, and then you really have the ability to open up Kanto, put pressure down that corridor. You can have Yoga actually push up main stairs later in the round. This is a very winnable round now for Oxygen off the back of Forrest finding that opening kill. Puts a bit of stress on the Mowgli now. He knows full well he's got not a lot of cover behind him. Main stairs, up spiral. But Forrest doesn't seem keen at all in trying to deal with these batteries and open up Kanto. Which means right now the Habana hasn't really had too much effect. And Yoga now going for the solo push. Forrest, though, again on that rappel, found the long angle onto Noah. Joom goes down as well. It's a slaughter. Gomez falls to Savage up close. He needs 3 more if he's going to salvage this round into Executive for the plant. But he does find the kill onto Yoga. Wants to get some information and try and find where Adam's going to stick this plant. Savage, can he win out against Forrest? No. It's a 3K from Forrest. He had a huge influence in the round. Oxygen take the lead once again here on Bank. They are really pushing Secret.
Well, the energy is good in the Oxygen camp, and Secret finding it difficult to shut down some of these, solo efforts. Gomez again finding another neat multi. That's, one of a string of a few that we've seen so far here on Bank. Oxygen aren't shying away from the challenge here on Bank so far. They haven't fallen into a shell. Maybe that is catching Secret out.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a multi. Multis are classified as 3 and 4 and 5Ks.
Oh, you wouldn't say that, would you? Well, 2's more than 1.
That's true.
That's multiple kills.
That's multiple kills. That's just not tracked in our...
Technically speaking.
I know. Well, Forrest actually did have a multiple kill game. He got 3 in that round. And honestly, he was a big difference maker. You find that opening pick, you deal with the Bandit, so you take pressure away from Kanto Wall. He then found a long angle onto Noah playing long desk. That then left Mowgli on an island over towards the janitor hallway. So he just really disrupted that entire backline. Then that in itself puts pressure on the front line for those on site. Really good teamwork from Oxygen. Most importantly from Gomez and Forrest. I mean, even the push up from Yoga main stairs had impact. And it's at this point now, into the 6th round, Secret know full well, okay, this is game on. We need to lock in if we want to keep this streak alive. Border, the deciding map, if we need to go there. And honestly, if we do get to border, you almost just throw stats out the window, because Oxygen are just going to be playing with so much adrenaline if they can win this map.
Absolutely nothing to lose. I suppose that mindset, though, that positive perspective can certainly be displayed here on Bank as well. There is quite literally nothing really to lose. You'll just be another statistic if you are to falter here.
Throw them to the pile.
Yeah.
They've played really well. They've played calm, composed, and at times when, okay, maybe the early round they lose a player, they have the ability to adjust mid-round, adapt, find different ways to get themselves back into the round. You know, none of their round losses have been too awful, except for one where they got flawless in the 2nd round. So it was. Then the other one was close. Here's another opening kill for Oxygen. So that's 2 in a row. June gets one back. Adam then get the trade immediately, though. The pace has picked up here by OXG. Top floor getting cleared out nicely by the North Americans. Leaves Secret down to 3 players left. Gomez very low on health, though, so it's a slim advantage for Oxygen on the attack. Mowgli wants to play a more aggressive position here towards main stairs and try and catch one off guard.
Does he commit? Make his way up main and try and capture?
Nah, you don't push it, but you can hold that kind of angle. That in itself is already aggressive from Mowgli. You don't ever push this, though.
Or does he?
No. Well, I mean,
It'd be low percentage.
based on the way he's playing this right now, no is the answer. Oh, no. Oh!
And the moment he does push, he almost gets caught.
Well, that was a close one. I'm pretty certain that was actually onto Gomez, by the way, and he was already on like 1 HP. He's still on 1 HP. Gomez is flirting with death. 44 seconds. So the clock has, though, dwindled down.
What can Secret muster here? Playing pretty advanced positions on the fringe of the objective to try and disrupt this final push. Now 30 on the clock. Yoga with the fuser in hand. Oxygen with an opportunity to have a 4-2 lead here on Bank.
It would be massive to go into that 2nd half, switch over to defense. Grixer taken very low. Mowgli up close here in Printer. Wants to swing.
Oh.
The wall blocks him. Flashes come out. There should be a drop coming in from stock as well. It was. Gomez, though, falls immediately down to just pretty much Yoga as Grixer is on 1 HP. Grixer does find the kill in a second. Oh, but Savage with a pistol saves the day for Team Secret at the last death. They are able to hold on, and not for the first time. You think back to round 4, round 6 as well. It's 3-3. But man, Secret have had to work for those rounds.
Yeah, that was quite the grind. June with a super clean shot over towards Jan. It's a 3 versus 3, 8 seconds on the clock, double drop from Oxygen. Grixer out of nowhere, almost able to clutch up the round, but not quite to be. Secret hold on, really strong defense, a 3-3 score and essentially a reset.
And neither of them able to win 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah,
in that first half. So, it's been a good one, actually. I was not expecting this here on Bank, especially as Secret have been so dominant on the map. Monty, Grim, Mirror, and Tubarao, the bands, heading into the 2nd half. We begin on basement. Oxygen now go defense.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
so basement for round number 7. And a heavy belt of denial utility available here to OXG, to Chanka Smoke, and the infamous Echo brought here for their first attempt.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised it doesn't get banned out, but it is maybe also a case of wanting to see how it goes first up. Because I think Secret do have the ability to be able to win lockers and CCTV. But yeah, I guess, again, it goes back to, are you really going to see much of it played outside of this particular site? Therefore, do you really put, a ban into it? And kills for Adam. Secret don't strike me as the kind of team that would panic with this being a close game, even on their map pick. But the more and more that Oxygen stay competitive, it puts them into a position where they could pull off a monumental upset. Slow and steady. As Oxygen not wanting to obviously give Secret any kind of early advantage. They're going to play the pretty much standard positions. Yoga will play blue stairs on the smoke. And everyone else has now dropped. So essentially 5 basement with 2 minutes to go. It's as conservative as you're going to probably get. Some teams do like to push it a little bit longer towards staff and open area. Zoom in towards server. Yoga now needs to be ready. He has been pinched. Nicely executed by Secret. I don't think Yoga had any idea. So that with the smoke gone, you'll also lose a bit of denial, but you do still have the Yokais. You do still have the Tachanka.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Time continues to tick, but Mowgli is able to double down. This has been a successful start to the round for Secret. Oxygen not forcing them to work for this plant. That's what their composition is designed for.
Yeah, you can't be down to the hatch at that point. There's still so much time on the clock. You don't need to go for a pick back. Yes, it's a 4 versus 5. Not ideal to be disadvantaged, but as you said, the idea here is to win by denial of plan. Gomez does get a kill back. Trade, though, onto Forest means that the Tachanka is now down. Guard break onto the Blackbeard and kill. It's a 1v2. Gomez also now knows that one is coming in from Garage, but doesn't matter. There's Mowgli. Big round from Mowgli.
Like, we know they have to play aggro. We just need to buy time for each other.
Yeah, that's just a really clean round from Secret. And if that trend is to continue across this second half, there is still a scenario in which the match does begin to unravel a little bit for OXG. So they will need to refocus and reset. Basement can be penciled down as a very difficult site to attack. So it's not going to probably motivate them all too much, but we'll see how they can respond.
It is also the first time that one of these two have been able to win 2 rounds consecutively, so there's a little bit of that momentum then slowly now building for Secret. This is where you got to be careful for Oxygen that the game doesn't kind of slip away from you. Early days, of course, it's still only a 3 to 4 scoreline. Not ideal that you lose Ockers and CCTV if you are OXG, though, defensively on this site, on this map. That is the site you do need to be winning from that position. So we go Executive and CEO for the 8th round. We do see Thorn once again selected, this time by Yoga. First time on Bank in this series that we're going to see its selection, but we did see it a couple of times from OXG back on Nighthaven Labs. I'd say to mixed success. They had some moments where the Razor Bloom activated and had some impact. Forrest, though, finds a very early pick.
Whoa.
He goes for the jump out. Quick trade, though, by Doom.
I don't think I've seen Forrest sit still this entire game.
I mean, it's a win, though, because you've just killed the Capital.
Yeah, and he's already deployed his cameras, so net win, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Doom's probably going to find these pretty quickly anyway on the IQ, but more than anything, just getting rid of Noah, getting rid of the Capital, which does hinder a lot of this entry for Secret now. Kind of look at the rest of the lineup. You know, it's Hard Breach, it's IQ. It's more about kind of clearing utility. You got the Flores as well, clearing utility. There's not a lot of the entry help. You got 4 flashes. What else really does then aid you for the remainder of your entry later in the round?
Oh, the counterplay here from Doom as well onto the Razor Blooms from Yoga is absolutely spot on. And that will free up the entry on Repel later. That was also a very, very close attempt onto Grixer. Wow.
Yeah, Grixer's like, whoa, hang on. Why are you shitting at me, buddy?
Minute 30.
Secret don't panic, though. You also heard them before. They know that Oxygen are going to want to play aggressive and fast. Vault in from Savage, though. There's the vault out, though, from front desk. Good capture, good pinch. Adam got caught. He got baited into that one. But a trade back from Gomez, who's looked really, really sharp over the last couple of rounds. Keeps things equal, and Yoga finds a pick on the Thorn. Down to just Adrian and Savage, and this is very winnable now for OXG, but up close. Headshot from Adrian. Down the other end of the corridor, Yoga wanting to peek out from Janitor. He's got Gritzer for good measure too. Top square, they play together. Yellow ping information though, so the info is there for Secret. Pushing forward though, Yoga now goes down. Gritzer by himself. He needs to try and maybe take the 1v1 with Adrian, but Adrian wins it anyway. 3 rounds straight for Secret. And 4 of the last 5, and suddenly they have taken the momentum on this map of Bank.
Well, was it an aggressive start to the round for OXG, but arguably a net win. Then good util clearance down below from Doom. It facilitated more of that play top Nana from the rest of the attack. And sharp shooting from Secret, netting them that win. And with that, extending their lead, now ahead by 2. They confirm open area and have 3 match and series points. I believe the 13-0 is going to be inevitable, so we need to see Oxygen dig deep. They elect not to go back down to basement and instead hit the tertiary.
Get the feeling though.
It feels inevitable.
It feels inevitable now, doesn't it? I mean, for OXG, I'm sure they still have every capability of bringing this game back, but yeah, 4 of the last 5 rounds is quite damning. The momentum is now fully there for Secret. If it was back and forth, which it was in the opening half, it's no longer that. It's 3 straight. There's consecutive rounds. There's the build-up. And Secret are just starting to rise above the water. Gomez on the scope boss will want to try and take early battle. Unfortunately, it's into the shield of Savage. Try and get himself out of this position. Falls back towards Archives. And it's a basement little entry lurk here from Jim on the Dockerbeat. So nicely done from Secret to spread the map, get a bit of control. Doom's in a good position where if someone from OXG wants to go for a basement rotate from down main up towards blue, for instance, like he can cut that off.
And the Blackbeard again to create space for Secret. And once again, successful, forces the peel. Doom main and catches Gomez.
I mean, why is he expecting that, though? He should never be really expecting that.
Yeah, that's a good connection from Secret. Love that little play.
And it's a really good usage of the map by Doom. And now with help from Savage, the teamwork has really stepped up from Secret, starting to play some really solid siege. Adam, though, does find the kill onto Savage. Finds an angle, and then just got over aggressive as he kind of did in the previous round as well. Forrest did put the shield down. SMG came up, 2 versus 2. Just over a minute remaining. It's another close round. You look at I'll touch on it after this round, but there have been a lot of close rounds here on Bank. For a 5-3 scoreline as well, and unfortunately for Oxygen, they keep losing in these positions, right here, right now. In the 2v2, this is where they falter. They want to keep this map alive. This is must win.
They have to find value from Clash. What can Forrest do with that shield to offer value to Yoga? 50 seconds. So Secret have time to formulate a plan. Triple flash, Boogie Auto Breach, or even maybe a drone or 2 as well available here. Here is one of those drones.
Noah and Adrian are split. Adrian's going to go square. Noah towards Beepers. Adrian finds the pick onto Yoga. Forrest, he puts the shield down. It must now stay down. SMG in hand. Finds the long angle fight. Got Adrian quite low. Noah will push Beepers now.
Flash.
Knows that he's tucked into the corner. Full white. Clean flash. It's a double tag team onto Forrest in sight. And it is now map point for Secret.
Wow.
Another fleet doom.
A perfect utility placement as well. Right when it was required, Forrest had actually established a pretty strong position there. That was tricky to trade, but the flashbang throws that plan into disarray. 3 series points.
Well, this is the point that I was going to bring up, but honestly knew that did not have the time to get through it all. So there was one flawless round. Back in round 2, Secret flawless on top floor. Every other round is as followed. 1 alive, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. And it's a 6-3 scoreline. So you can kind of then take what you will from that is, OXG have been close in every single round bar one, and have just not quite been able to edge out those 2v2s, those 1v1s, those close end-of-round moments. Secret have just been better more often than not, and that's basically been the total difference.
Yeah. Just a little bit more clinical. But when you factor in the map record, well, kind of makes sense, right?
And now they end up a statistic. Along with quite a lot of other teams.
Oh yeah, on the long list of teams.
Well, unless they can string together suddenly 3 rounds straight, which they haven't even been able to put 2 rounds straight together on this map, it does now very much seem inevitable. I will say, even if they lose this 7-3, quite a commendable 7-3. I don't want that to sound patronizing, but as I just mentioned and list off the players left alive at the end of the rounds, like, you can actually look at a lot of the numbers and say, yeah, I mean, they fought. They fought hard. They tried. And you can see that. But unfortunately, Secret are just better. Like, it's just as simple as that. Yeah. See if they can try and find some magic. Lockers and CCTV, though. I mean, if you're going to win a site, this is going to be the one. Mowgli, though, shuts down Forest. The Vigil Lurk doesn't work.
Okay.
Doom captures out Gomez. Crixer wins his battle towards Archives, but a lot of damage already done by the attack. Oxygen now already at a pretty significant disadvantage.
On an island now.
Oh, yeah. Nicely done, Secret. The way they're playing off their teammates has just been perfect. Utilizing numbers nicely. Yoga and Adam, the last 2 alive for OXG. And Yoga probably sensing he's going to make a big play, but here comes the Blackbeard. Nicely done. Had he got that kill onto Noah, would have changed the round completely. Now, though, 1 versus 3 for Adam. They could probably get Savage up. They do. The Blackbeard back in play. Now it's a 1v4. And it was 7-3 on Nighthaven Labs. Shapes up to be 7-3 on Bank as well. Secret, well, tested a little bit on this map. The streak of 12-0 in the last year seemingly on the cards to become 13-0. The drop, here they all come. Nothing you can do in the red hallway. Secret make quick work of OXG. Fought hard in the opening half for the North Americans, but Secret then get the job done, rattling off 5 rounds straight. They take it 7-3 on Bank. They keep the streak going at 13-0 in the last 365 days and counting. And they will put themselves in a very strong position here in Group D with that result.
Yeah, I think OXG can still hold their head high to some extent. I think we saw enough promise from them today to suggest that they can escape this group. As for Secret, though, very positive signs from them. And again, I think they will have serious ambitions to go very deep at this particular tournament. They will be wanting to go all the way, and they get off to essentially a flawless start.
Yeah, I mean, as flawless as you can get. 7-3, 7-3 for Team Secret. They were the overwhelming favorites for this matchup. I think you can say it played out in that regard as well. And I think that on Nighthaven Labs, again, good moments from OXG. Probably could have been a little closer. Bank, good moments from OXG. Maybe could have been a little bit closer, but it's the could-haves, it's the would-haves. Well, they should have. And that's probably the story of it. Secret just better overall if we have a look at the stats from Bank. And yeah, again, huge team performance from Secret. Like, they're not overly reliant on you know, certain individuals. Obviously, for Savage and Mowgli, they both played a very, very good map. I thought Adam had a pretty good series overall, and certainly there were, again, good moments for a lot of the members of OXG. They'll take a lot from this. I mean, like, day one, I said in the pre-match, like, OXG have played, like, what, 22 maps compared to Secret's 40 in the same time frame.
Yeah,
they
it's
had
just a
less
massive
international events. As we look at the match summary and the overall numbers across the board for the 2 maps.
It really just boils down to a massive gap in experience, right? I don't think in terms of raw skill or even, you know, individual historical experience, it's a massive rift because we've seen all these guys run around for so long on the side of OXG, but it's just combining that into a coherent 5 and being able to translate that into a run at an event. And obviously, we temper expectations for any team, really, that does qualify through an LCQ. Like, Secret are not to be underestimated by any stretch of the imagination. So I think at the end of the day, as the dust settles, the result on paper and even looking at these stats,
They got the
kind
job
of
done. I
what we
mean, like
expected,
that's what really Secret need to be doing day one of an SI.
Just another day
the
at the
job done,
office.
another day at the office.
Yeah.
Maybe you save your absolute best for later on in the tournament.
Maybe,
And to be fair,
maybe in a couple of weeks.
I genuinely don't think there was much more that Secret really could have been doing. It certainly could have been a little sharper or a little bit more clinical in certain elements, but then that's nitpicking, isn't it? So I think that they played really, really well, took care of business, and also at the same time for OXG, I think there certainly are some okay takeaways. Again, mentioned sort of the amount of players left alive at the end of rounds for Bank meant that even though it was 7-3, it was actually a little bit closer than I think the scoreline really indicates. So for Group D, we have a couple of results.